All right, I want to welcome everyone to the family tree. Say hey, hey,
Hey,
what's
hey,
up?
Hey,
hey.
hey, hey.
Hands,
Yes, yes, yes.
Hey,
hands.
hey,
We are
hey.
officially here,
All right,
y'all.
all right, all
Yes,
right. I
yes,
want to say,
yes.
everyone, it's a pleasure to see everyone, and I hope everyone is doing well. And I'm going to bring that music now so we can get started and talk about the stuff we always talk about. And
Ooh,
before
boy.
we get started, I want to say hey to our friend and host and co-host with the most, Bill 1L Morgan. Let's put your hands together for Bill right now.
That's what's up,
All right,
everybody.
Lord.
Yes, 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 yes.
All right,
Ready
Big
to do
B.
my duty, y'all.
All right, all right. And I'm gonna stop sharing there. I'm
All
gonna
right,
pop
all
in the
right, all right.
window.
There we go. There you go.
And Big B, get us started because there's a lot going on in the world
Woo.
today. And
More than you
prep us
know,
what's
man.
happening, man. You know, if at any time there is supposed to be a storm on the East Coast coming through, so if you
Yeah.
are someone in that path, let's not be a distraction.
Yes, yes,
Just
yes.
jump off and check your windows. We might have to take a little quick break, and everybody look out the window.
I know that's right.
All right,
Because
so
last
just
week
to
when
make
we
sure.
started, Dr. Carl, it got real quiet outside my window. It was light, and all of a sudden it got
Yeah,
pitch black.
absolutely. So it's a pleasure to see everyone. I'm glad you
Yes,
all joined us today. And Big B, he's going to start us off. He's going to give us the ground rules and kind of
yes,
things that we're going to talk about today. But we start off with the what's in the news. So tell
yes,
us
yes,
what's in
yes.
the news, Big B.
Man, look, look, let me just say this. It's crazy. And as you just said, no one knows what's happening because the numbers change every other second, it seems like. There's so
Hmm.
much confusion, folk. Listen, do yourself a favor. Don't trust anybody until you come to the tree, because we're going to tell you the truth. How about that? Let me start out right now, but just by taking you to our very favorite website. That's ncova2019.bio. Okay. And this was a quick facts update as of 8 minutes ago. Our total confirmed cases around the world 223,258,459. Total critical cases 103,946. Total deceased 4,607,801. Total active cases as of right now 25,95,170. Drum roll, Dr. P. Here we go. A little slight one over
All
here.
right, all
All right,
right. We
guys,
got
here
a
we go.
drum
Bang, bang,
roll,
bang. Here we go,
man. I'm
guys.
getting
Total
lights
recovered.
action too. Got a little
Yes,
strobe
sir.
light
Yes,
going
sir.
on.
Yes, sir. Total recovered 198,080,589. Guys, we're almost at the 200 million mark. That's
Wow.
what's up. That's what's up,
Yes,
guys.
yes, yes, family. Did y'all see those numbers? Read that number one more time. 190, how many men?
198,080,589.
And Big B, that's a great number because you know what? That's showing how many people have recovered and gone through, had COVID. Now they've
Yes,
come through and now they survived. And don't you think it's time that we do a feasibility study
I think
or
so.
evidence-based program? Perfect time for evidence-based programming to look back and say, what were those people doing, those 200 million people
Yes,
doing, and why are we not hearing this on the radio, on the television, in the magazines, and things like
yes,
that? So we want to start to go back and look at those and to say that, people are living a healthier quality of life, doing things natural, being more in tune to their body. So what you're eating, what you're drinking, picking up, people reading labels now, and guess what? People are coming into my office, and guess what? They're saying I'm doing better.
yes,
So
yes,
it
yes,
is happening, family. Stay on point. Build your immune system is what we say. All right.
yes, yes.
So
Oh,
listen.
hey, real quick, Dr. Paul, before we go get into stars, I just want to give an update, guys. My son and his daughter are doing fine. Although they're contracted with
All
COVID
right.
vaccine is
Let's
coming
give them
out.
a
Just wanted to
hand.
let you know
Yes.
that everybody's
Woo-hoo!
doing fine. So they are part of that
Yes.
recovery, that mental health moment at the very
All
end of the program.
right.
Okay. So
That's
just
a
wanted to let
way.
you know that.
Great way
It's
to start off,
beautiful.
Big B.
Yes,
That's a big
yes,
way to
yes.
start off. You know what? Prayers of the righteous avail much,
Amen, my
right?
friend.
All
Yes,
right.
sir.
Amen,
Yes,
family.
sir.
All right. So I want to say to the family, it's a pleasure to have you and sit with us for this about an hour or so. And I want to say that if you have joined us for the very first time, and this is the family tree, and we say bring your questions, your concerns, and things to the tree, because this is where you find out all the informations. And guess what? it's always around the family that you're going to find it. We
Eh,
always say
so
it
true.
slow, social security.
Security.
What is your social security?
Yes,
Well,
sir.
your
Yes,
social
sir. Yes,
security
sir.
is not a check. It is your family. That means that you
That's
can pretty
exactly right.
much bring anything to the family, and the family can give you solutions to your problem. All right.
Yes,
So
yes,
we want to
yes.
invite you today. If you have questions, concerns, anything that's on your heart, if you want to put it to the tree, there is no dumb questions, right?
There you
Because
go.
the
That's
only dumb
right.
question is the one you didn't ask. Got it? So I want you to be comfortable. Ask whatever you want to ask. If we don't have the answer, we'll try to find it for you. All right? If
Mm-hmm.
you look down in the lower part of your bar on your page, you can see down there's a reaction page right there, and the reaction icon. Click that if you have a question, and we will bring you on in, and you can ask your question. You'll raise your hand, and we'll see and try to get to you and ask your question. And Big B over there, or do we have fingers in here today?
Yeah, finger
Prophetess is
made
in
it
here.
back.
Prophetess is in here today. All right, Prophetess is in here. They'll try to get the information, and they're gonna
Yes,
make it
yes, yes.
available on. They're actually on the tablature or the text. If you are someone that may not want to get on camera, or you may be by phone, if you are, you can put your text in there, and Big B or Prophetess will actually write that out, your question. And if you're on the phone and we do not see you, of course, we can't see you, ask or let us make aware of who you are, and we'll try to get your question to you, okay? All right, Big B, any questions we want to start off with?
Well, let me see. There were a couple at the very top. As a matter of fact, hold on one second. That was one that someone just sort of sent me a note here where they were talking about some of the exemption questions, right? I wonder if if with the religious exemption form and the proper, I guess, the phraseology, and in doing so, what they want to if they could add the with the I guess the no mask and no weekly testing stipulations within the document. Number one, whether or not it was legal to add employee liability clauses in cases something happens medically if the vaccine is taken by employees. Number three, employee compensation for time and travel to get tested. And the fourth one was cost coverage by employer for weekly testing. I know that's a whole lot to unpack. I know that's a whole lot to
Yeah, let's
unpack.
take them one by one. All right, let's take them
Mm-hmm.
one by one. First question was again.
Was to add the no mask and no weekly testing stipulation within the document in
You
the
can't. No, you can't ask that. This is the exemption is only from you being, from the actual vaccination itself. That's all it is. It's not saying that they can't test you. They have a right to ask you to be tested. That's one of their mandates that they're asking. That at
Mhm.
least if they exempt you, you can at least test so that they'll know where you are. So that does
Right,
not cover mass. Usually does
right.
not cover mass.
Okay.
So that's not to be expected. That's almost to be expected because you're not doing something. Remember, the whole purpose of you not taking the vaccine is that you don't believe in polluting the temple. They got
Right,
it. So if
right.
you're actually wearing a mask, or if you take a test, that's something totally different. We
Mm-hmm.
always say if you have to test weekly, you can give sputum. Got it? You can
Mm-hmm.
give sputum, which is a test where they swab the spit that you give them. Some may not want it up your nose or in your jaw, which we say give them. You can always give, but you don't have to put something into your body. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
I think
Mm-hmm.
that answered two questions there. Is that
Right.
questions? I think that was two questions. So the exemption usually is only for those that are exempt from taking the vaccine.
Right.
And there are. Let me just make sure you know this. For most college and universities and also jobs now, keep this in mind. There's always, mostly it's universities though, there's two types of exemptions that you have to get. There's one for COVID 19 and there's one for regular vaccinations.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Okay.
so remember, there's two. So you may have to do two exemptions. There's separate procedures and processes for that. Just make sure everybody knows that because they're doing one for, of course, like things like the TB testing. They do the physical. They do a whole line of stuff, and then they're going to say, "Did you have your up-to-date vaccines from that point?" If you have a young person, and then they may also say you need a COVID-19 also. So just check with that school, the university, and whoever you're submitting to. Jobs work some ways may be similar to that. Usually There are a lot of people are doing religious exemptions. You do not need a pastor or someone to sign for you. That is something that you can do yourself. That's your personal declaration. You're declaring your position. So that's your choice. Got it? So you just have
Okay.
to formulate the letter in the proper form. I gave out the exemption website that I look at that I've submitted in the last couple of weeks. Maybe we can put that back up there for them,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to show state by state where you would be. You would look to find where your exemption is. So if you're in Texas, if you're in Pennsylvania, if you're in Jersey, wherever, you can see the updated laws on that vaclib.org, Vaccination Liberation website. Got it?
Okay. And listen, guys, kind of remember, there's a lot of information on those letters. You have to kind of form them for your own specific situation. You take a look at the
Right.
information, you pull
Absolutely.
out what you
Absolutely.
need. Don't go the whole
Absolutely.
route unless you understand what you're talking.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
don't
you're going
don't
to be
take
double talking.
don't take the form and just copy it and then just submit it.
Yes.
No, it has to be based on what your understanding is. If you declared your position, and you're opting out based on strong religious convictions.
Right.
That's what is considered, and if that's what your strong religious convictions are. You remember I was telling you about the Sanitary Act with the United Nations. It's
Mm-hmm.
basically saying that if you, and this is what the people in the indigenous people were that presented to the UN. They said, it's against our religion to break the skin, because if you break the skin, you've defiled the temple and therefore you polluted the blood. And that's what the concept of that Sanitary Act goes by.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, just keep that in mind. What else? What else? The other
Okay,
questions?
yeah, we're speaking about employer compensation for, I guess, the time off when you got to travel to get
That's
these
that
these
is a
tests.
that is a employer question. Yes, that is a employer question. You can't answer that. You got to work that out with your job. Some
Okay.
people will have situations based on how they're going to do the testing. Sometimes you may have to test off campus from where your job is, or you may have to be on campus. Whatever that's going to work out, you want to present that to your job. Say, hey, do I get paid for driving to this place? Do I get paid for going all the way over here? That's what you got to ask them. That's all
Okay.
based on a employer per employer situation.
Okay, that I think that kind of answers the last two questions altogether into one. So,
All right.
okay, Dr. Matt, appreciate that, man.
Okay. All right. I want to talk about, before we get started. There are three variants that you need to keep your eye on.
Yes.
Okay. There's three new variants, and of course, Delta is the prominent one that's right now. And you've talked about Delta. We talked about Delta before it got here.
Yes, yes,
We
yes.
said, there's this thing called Delta, and everybody was like, oh, it's all right. We'll watch it. Now it's on top of us.
Mm-hmm.
Delta's making its move all over the country and all over the world. Now you have to watch out for the Mu. We talked about the Mu
Yes,
last
indeed.
week.
Certainly did.
MU. What is Mu? MU? They're going down the Greek alphabet. That just means that this is the one that comes out of Colombia. This
Mm.
comes out of Colombia. It's the variant that comes out of Colombia. They've already looking at somewhere in the neighborhood of about 124,000 deaths already by the Mu variant, and it's already here. It is here also. The other one, these are, remember, I'm going to give you three, and all three of these new variants, they've already said they got to really keep their eye on it, because they're already showing that the vaccines are not working against them. They already know
Mm-hmm.
that. Okay. All right. Next one. That was the first one, was Mu from Colombia. The
Right.
second one is called the C.1.2. Okay.
Yes.
C.1.2. And the C.1.2 is from South Africa. This one is really scary. This one, they said, is very concerning, because this one has an ability like no other one to replicate itself and change its form faster than any of the variants.
Mm-hmm.
So this one has the ability to flip. You think it's one thing, by the time you come up with something, it's been flipped again. It's now another variant. It has a sort of a chameleon effect. So it has the ability to replicate in its variants very quickly. So it spins out and it gains energy doing things and replicating and almost like shadowing itself. So that's the one that they're very concerned about. Okay. The last one is called Nipah. Nipah. I don't know if you heard about Nipah. It's Nipah. And this one's coming right back out of India again. That's what it's coming from. Now this one's called this one's actually part of what they call zoonomic anomic. I think it's called zoonomic, which means that this is a variant coming back to what they were considering the first COVID-19, which you remember when they said it came from bats? Y'all remember that?
Yes.
Well, zoonomics means that this one is considering that it's coming from animals, farm animals. So this is another one, and it's being found in India. And there's nothing that they can do about this one. This one has no resistance at all. It just goes right through. So it's a very strong variant. So I just want to throw those three out there. That's Mu. Second one is C.1.2. And the other one is Nipah, Nipah. So you can Google those, or, as we say, duck, duck, go those.
Yes.
Duck, duck, go those, or start page those, in your search engines, and you'll see all of the data. That's hot off the press, though. The Nipah is hot off the press. Got it? All right, I'm going to go to my first persons up here, and let's see who we can talk to today. I have Michelle up there. Michelle, you're first on the list today. Michelle, you there? Hey, what's up?
Don't fall over now, Michelle.
Don't fall over now.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Doing well,
Good,
doing well.
Good.
That's good. Now my question was, it was about religious exemption.
Mm-hmm.
So I printed the religious exemption letter from my job. And I was going to ask that same question, like, do I need a pastor's signature, or do I have to get it notarized for them to approve it?
Well, you would always notarize it because the document just says that you signed it, okay? That's what the notary is. It's just that you signed the document. It's proof that it's no one else and that you signed it, okay? So I always say definitely notarize it. Now, your job, based on, like I was telling most folks, when you declare your position, that's just the first step. Usually when you present that to your job, they're going to come back and say, well, we have our own form also. So they may give you another form. Different employers have different forms. So that's when you would have to address it based on what they're going to present you with. Some of them have been very strict. They want you to really dive in to prove to us that you are, you have a strong religious conviction. You get it? Some people, they will, I've seen some really very, very long and drawn out questioning, but if this is something that's your religious conviction, it's your religious conviction, it doesn't have to be based off in any time or anything. You remember, it just makes, it makes the whole point of them marketing their business that we have everyone here is already vaccinated. So that's the key. They're trying to make it just look like, it's a good marketing piece. But, is it against your, religious, conviction is the question. Got it? So that's the first step. So once you get it back, did you get it back from them at all? Did you present it yet?
No, I have it. I have the letter. I was going to write it out tonight and send it in tomorrow because I have to submit that, so it can be in a review for 30. It takes 30 days for review.
Okay. So yeah,
since
usually
the deadline is since the deadline is October 15th.
Yeah, they're going to probably present you with another document, and then you have to, and this is all based on your choice, family. This is your option. There's some people that say, hey, they still going to get the shot. That's cool. That's your option. This is your ability to choose your left to your right, but at least you got options. It's bad when people don't give you your options or not let you know that you have the right to do something, or else you probably say, well, I wouldn't have did it if I knew that, so I think it's fair. It's only fair, You got to be fair with folks, and I believe that we're not been given a fair
Yeah.
outlook
True.
about how
Yeah.
this process works. Because
Right.
they're proing everywhere you go. It's pro, 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 pro. But you got to say, hey, wait a minute. This is me. We are,
It's just
and
like
I
we're
am,
not
I,
treated like
I am, I
humans.
am, I am the president of the corporation, so of my own corporation. So you have to, keep that in mind. Okay.
Yeah, and it's like we're not treated like human beings, and it's like we're so divided. And I was having a conversation with someone how all you hear is this vax versus unvax person. Like they don't want them near you, and you are more, and the unvax are more likely to carry the disease. And the vax. I'm just so sick of it.
Nah,
Like
that's
honest to God.
impossible. If you already have, taken, the jab, as we call it, the jab, the
Mm-hmm.
hokey pokey,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it, if you've taken it, then I shouldn't be a problem, or whoever did not take it shouldn't be a problem. I believe that where we're getting the splitting of the fence is that you want to say you can still take it, and yet you're still susceptible. That means it doesn't work. That's not fair. You can't, if you take it, if it's effective, then you should not have to wear a mask. You didn't have to do anything. But that's why we say the only best thing you have is your immune system. Build your immune system. Don't get into the politicking with people. Don't get into the rabbit hole theories. It's a lot of junk on the internet. There's a lot of nonsense. And it's a lot of stuff that can send you into the wrong directions.
Amen.
And as
So
I
true.
always say, it takes you now away from the Father. Got it? Takes your eyes off daddy. Keep your eyes on daddy. Got it? Don't take your
Yeah.
eyes off daddy, because daddy said, he said, I'll take care of you. I'll be your protector. I'll be your guard. Put the full armor of God on. Got it? That's
Mm-hmm.
what you're
Yeah.
going to be doing. All right?
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. All right. All right, here. Let's see. Who else do we have here? Big B, you got anyone on the questions there?
Well, there was someone earlier was talking about their foot detox. What are your thoughts about ionic foot detox machines?
They're very good. Foot detox machines are excellent. Our friend and my colleague, Dr. Ethel Wilson, has a center. I was reaching out to her today to see if she's back up and running, but she had the detox center, and from that, she used to do the foot detox.
Mm-hmm.
The concept of the foot detox is that you take ionized water, well, special solution, which is like a salts water, and then you put through these ionizers, which you basically put in, the salt water into this foot bath, turn it on, and it now starts to ionize, which now pulls toxins out of your feet. Yep, that's right, pulls it out of your feet. You have approximately 2,000 pores under each foot. So when you start to resonate and ionize, which is what is ionizing? Is that male or female principle? Uh-oh, somebody help me real fast, real fast,
Okay.
real
Okay.
fast. Not everybody answer at the same time now. Put your hands down. Y'all moving too fast for me.
Male,
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 male, male,
male,
male,
say
male,
that.
male,
So
male,
ionizing is male. Who said that?
I did,
Was
Lydia.
that
Lydia.
Maxine? You said
Man.
And
that?
I know Lydia said
Lydia,
it.
you said that. So
Man.
And
ionizing
Margaret said that.
is male principle, right? Okay. Anybody say it's female principle ionizing? Is
I say
ionizing?
female.
Cynthia says is
I'll go
female.
with, I second that motion. Female.
Oh, okay. Well, Karen's riding with Cynthia. All right, we got
say
two. Can I
female.
get a three?
I say female.
All right, so female. All right,
Female. I say
female.
female.
She said female.
Female,
Prophetess
yes.
says female. All right, do we have any males? We have any more males? Y'all look up there scratching your heads, y'all.
Cynthia, they're hiding. They're hiding. Said they don't
They
want to get on
hiding,
board
they
with you.
hiding. Some people ain't trying to vote. Some of y'all looking out
Male.
the window now.
I said male.
Female. Female.
Male.
Definitely.
Female.
I
It's
said male,
aggressive.
male,
Male.
male,
I
male.
It's aggressive.
so
Female.
ionizing is male or female, and the answer is Big B. You want to give me a drum roll?
Female.
It is female.
Female. Oh, that
Hey.
word. That word. I thought you said it was bad. Female is good.
Female is destructive.
No.
No,
No.
male is destructive.
Male
Male
is
is
destructive, guys.
destructive.
Female.
Male
It's
Remember,
negative. Female is negative.
Hey, Karen, we're glad you live in Florida, man. They be coming down there for you.
boy, this conversation's going the wrong way.
Is female principal?
It is.
All right. Let me cut this right now because
All right,
y'all going way to the left. All right, here's the key. Ionization is the same thing as ionizers, which means you alkalize. Got it? That means the female principle, which is the negative charge. Got it? And that's the negative charge is where all your white and red blood cells function. When they're in health, in a state of balance and health, they're in a negative charge. So Karen was right. He said female is negative charge.
I said
And that means that's productivity, that's creativity, that's imagination, all those things. Male production is when it's actually in a state of acid or acidosis. That's the positive charge. That's when things are tearing down, a lot of heat. Things move fast. So that's all male production. That's positive charge. Just like on a battery, right? You see a battery, you got a plus and a negative. That's what the male is on the plus side, female is on the negative side. Got it? So ionization, when you put it in that foot bath, it alkalizes. So what does it do? Starts to pull that stuff out of your feet. Got it? Matches, and now you can look at the color of the water, and we have charts called foot detox charts, which can show you exactly what's pulling out of you and what part of the body is coming from.
Wow.
So, for example, if the water started turning like a rainbowy color, that we know that's heavy metals coming out of your body. That's heavy metals coming out. If the water turns black, yep, it turns black. It turns all kind of stuff that comes out of you. It's gonna blow your mind. You're gonna say, "Oh my God,
Oh my.
who is that? Is that me?" Yep, that's you. If it's black, that's coming out of your liver. Yeah? So it's a rainbow of colors that we have on a foot detox chart. Yes, it is real. Even after you've gone through the treatment, which takes about 15, 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. After you've gone through that, usually you're still detoxing for 48 hours.
Wow.
You hear that?
Cool.
You're still detoxing for 48 hours. That means the stuff is still coming out of your feet. Got it?
Where can I find this doctor at?
Well, this is a foot detox. You got to find somebody that's actually available right now. See, Dr. Ethel, I can't verify that because she was up, and because of COVID, I don't know if she's operating right now. But yes, the technology is real. Yes, it does work. And yes, we have seen people have tremendous results from it. All right?
I have a quick question. What about these foot detox that they sell in Chinatown? Yes, those foot detox pads.
I'm not to say that they don't work, but I don't think that they're accurate. And that's what I'm saying. I would say if you're going to do it right. You can do that. The difference with them is that they're not using ionizing technology.
Right.
You got it.
So I can just go on the internet and look up foot detox doctor, right?
Hold on, Curtis. The point that I'm making is that the herbs with those pads, that uses the herbs to draw. So those are a lot of what's called astringent herbs. So astringent herbs will draw out. So that's why that's the difference between ionizing versus the pads. I don't recommend the pads only because if you can get the detoxing ionizing machine, get the machine done. Get it professionally done.
What about the red onion, sliced red onion in your sock on your foot at night?
I mean, that's just what they do. Remember, any herbs, just like I just mentioned, all herbs and things draw. It has an astringent effect. Yes, that's why folks used to do that when you're young. They put onions in your shoes and things like that to draw out fevers and things like that. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So that's what the onion does. It draws. Okay. All right. Good questions, y'all. Good questions. All right.
Okay. What about scleroderma?
Okay. Hold on. Curtis, you got to rage. Give us a second. Okay. I'm going to come back to you. Okay. I got Cecilia up here. Cecilia.
Hello.
How are you?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
I can
We
hear
hear you
you.
great. Go right ahead, Celia.
Okay, I had my hand raised for like 3 weeks in a row. So now I have 3 separate questions that don't relate at all.
No, that's okay.
That's
Just ask
okay.
your
It doesn't
question.
matter.
We can't. We've said in the very intro we can't get to everybody, nor are we keeping track of who's up. So just do the best you can. Okay. So what's your question?
My first question is about the Johnson and Johnson baby powder.
Mhm.
Yep.
Like I know you're not supposed to use it on your private, but is it okay to use it on your neck and stuff?
Why would you use it at all if it's been recalled? It's dirt. That's what it is. The reason why they had to recall it is because it's dirt, and they found that it was carcinogenic. It never got any better than that. Matter of fact, they got the biggest. That's the biggest bamboozle of all. You know. Matter of fact, the dirt is the product is cheaper than the container because the container you gotta create the container. The dirt is free.
I know that's right.
So
Wow.
don't put dirt on your body. It's going to clog your pores. That's why it was causing cancer. And then women who were having cervical issues because women get out of the bathtub in order to shower and they put it all over their body. That's
Right.
exactly why they were having it. Yeah, bad choice. Don't use it.
Okay. My second question is the number 9 fruits and vegetables. Like if you get celery, I can't tell if it's number 9 or not. So do you look at the barcode if it don't have a number on it?
The celery has on it. Usually there is on celery. It comes in the packaging, which usually the stalks are actually out. So on there, it usually is what's called a PLU code. So if you don't see the actual label, it's called PLU, which represents product lookup code. Got it? And it usually starts with the number 9. Okay, you'll see that on all the organics. Called product lookup code. Now you can also go online and you can look up every fruit and every vegetable through the product lookup code. There is a website that you can go directly to, punch in product lookup code in your search engine, and you'll get a database of all the numbers. So it'll tell you what the actual product is, where it comes from, and in some cases, it'll tell you if it's conventional or organic based on the number. Okay?
Okay, got it. One more question. I'm trying to figure out if fruit stimulates and vegetables stabilize, then how can cherry juice help you sleep?
Well, who said cherry juice makes you sleep?
I've been hearing it for like a long time.
That's the question. Cherry juice the principle doesn't change based on someone's opinion. It's science. If you remember, you got vitamins versus minerals. That's the key.
Right.
When you're looking at cherries those are vitamins. Those are having higher vitamins. They're going to stimulate every time. That's why that's why it cools down. And that's why people were experiencing effects of cooling, which is why you use it for things like inflammation. But as far as staying awake, that's something totally different. It's going to stimulate the body to do something. And that's all. Fruits stimulate, vegetables stabilize. Got it?
Okay.
All right.
That's
all right.
it.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
All
Good
right.
stuff, y'all.
She said, I finally got through. Thank you for hanging in there with us, Celia.
You don't have to explain 3 questions. You can ask all the questions you want. You got the spot. You good.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Cecilia. Always a pleasure. All right. Big B, you got any questions on that side?
Yeah, question from Karen. Want to know what is good for iron while pregnant? I have the red raspberry tea. Is there anything else?
Yep, whole list of them. If you're pregnant, is she pregnant or is she
Karen,
trying to get pregnant?
are you pregnant, Karen? I know it's a loaded question.
Hi, Dr. Paul. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
So hi, no, I'm not pregnant. My daughter is, and I'm, mother over her. So the questions are pregnant is for her. So I do have the red raspberry tea. And her iron was a little low, so I just wanted to know what else can we use for that.
Yeah. See, they're only going to give you iron, but you need a full balance of nutrients. That's why we call it male-female reproductive factors. Okay, that's what it's called, reproductive factors, which means that it's going to be more than just certain ones. So you can eat more than an iron. That's all they know is iron when you're deficiency. But there's the whole hemoglobin concept deals with more than just one. So green drinks would be number one that I would say. There's a lot of things for pregnancy when you're, dealing with the baby. You can usually tell with a test. You get if you get a blood test, they can tell you exactly where your mineral deficiency. Usually things like folic acid, okay, folic acid, green drinks, which means land and sea. You mentioned the red raspberry. Everything you take should be having red raspberry. We say not to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease. It's food for the soul, family. Anything with red raspberry is used to balance delivery to the woman. That's why we call it the woman's herb, because it's balancer. It's a balancer that allows it to, whenever we're trying to take an herb and you're not sure, that's why the red raspberry sort of delivers it safely. And that's why it's always been the choice, because it deals with hormones, estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, all those that are in need when you're doing, especially with the progesterone being that you're producing children. That's baby production hormones. That's going to balance out things. So you got to have those balance. The red raspberry works very well, but that's what you want. You want more of a balance, and I would use bioavailable things like powdered drinks, liquid gels, chewables, things like that. Easily bioavailable stuff that you don't have to work. No hard caplets. Nothing hard. You don't have those little hard like multivitamins. You don't want to mess with those. Get something that's easily available into the system. Okay.
Yes, thank you. And I
All
do
right.
want to just add that I got my green drink finally from off Wayne Avenue. And I
Okay.
bought a friend of mine some because she just lost her son and I know she's not sleeping or eating. So I got her the valerian and I got her that green drink. So, and I made her up a nice basket with some elderberry tea, some red clover tea,
All
some
right.
valerian tea. So I made a nice self-care
You're
basket
a
for her.
great friend.
Oh, you are
Thank
an
you.
excellent
You're a
friend.
great friend,
Excellent,
Karen. Yes,
excellent. Let's give
indeed.
her a hand over there.
You're a
That's the
great
way you
friend.
do.
That's
Do a
what it's
care
all about.
package.
Yes,
Do a
indeed.
care
See,
package.
that's the family taking care of family.
You want to give somebody a gift for their birthday? Give them a care package. There's no care package better than a health package right now with COVID around here. That's the best thing you can
yes, my
do
friend.
is give somebody some life, boy,
Yes,
especially with the
indeed.
herbs. All right. So thank you, Karen. Appreciate you. All right. All right. Let's see. Where were we here? We went to Curtis, right? Curtis.
Yep.
I think we're gonna go back to Curtis because Curtis, we had to step off from him for a second. Curtis.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I have a question about scleroderma. Is it any kind of treatment for that?
Absolutely. When you're dealing with that, that's another form of the autoimmune, which means it attacks the connective tissue in the body. So what's happening is the first thing we do is we try to focus on the omegas, the omega vitamins, okay, the omega nutrients. So that would be omega 3, 6, 7, and 9. Okay, those are what we look for. There's only one where there's one herb that actually all of those appear, and it's called sea buckthorn. Sea buckthorn. Sea buckthorn is used for connective tissue, but also you can use things like MSM, methylsulfonylmethane. Okay, MSM. Okay, that's good for connective tissue. Also,
is that what you recommend?
Well, it's based on the person. I'm just giving you traditionally. I can't recommend for you anything because we haven't done a direct assessment, but just in general, I can just give you general information. I always recommend if you have a situation, come in and get an assessment. We can do the numbers, and then we can tell you exactly what we recommend based on the numbers.
It's not me. It's a coworker that already been in for a assessment. So that's the one.
So that's what happens. It starts to, you got to apply that principle, but the pH has got to be solid. Usually there's other things that are in effect when it starts to attack the joints and the connective tissue and things like that. Also aloe vera gel, that's for topical aloe vera gel. And of course, we got to clean the blood because remember, anything dealing with skin is always going to be blood. Blood needs to be cleansed. Doesn't happen right away though. You know, when you're dealing with scleroderma or anything that's derma, that's skin, you gotta
Right.
clean the blood. And some people may be exposed to certain things that are knocking them back down. Could have been a job they were, could have been a history of environmental exposure. There's a lot of different things that it can come from. So
Well, this person had for about at least 10 years.
Yeah, so they would have to definitely, you know, we start with cleaning the blood, but those connective tissue, you know, also don't forget about the hemp seeds. Hemp seeds also. Hemp seed have the yield of omega-3, 6, and 9. The highest form of omegas can be from hemp seed also. Yep, hemp seeds. So those are all good. And let me tell you, it makes the difference. It deals for, you know, dealing with issues with ability, because when you have scleroderma, it actually affects the way you bend your fingers and your hands, and it can knock out your it can tear up your nails and things like that. So it's a lot to that. Got it.
Well, this person already been to you for an assessment. She's been back 2 times, I think.
Yeah,
and
well, she's probably in the process because you got to clean the blood. It's not an overnight thing.
Yeah, I know.
You gotta you can't you know we take a long time to get sick, but then we can't do it. It's not going to turn around right away. Okay. You know that's that liver that liver has to get cleansed.
Mm-hmm.
You got to clean that liver. All right.
Okay, Dr. Paul.
All right. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you.
Thank
all right.
you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
All right, we got Helen over there. Helen, how you doing?
How are you doing, Dr. Paul? Hi, Bill. How's everyone tonight?
Hey, Helen.
All right, we are doing well, doing well. What's going on?
Great. I have a couple things. The first thing is I'd like to know from you, what are some recipes?
For what? For
any recipes like you have, like, you know, some of the good things you eat, you know.
Mm-hmm. Well, I gave a couple out. You remember I gave that whole list of things that I use? I go through all the vegetables. I do a lot of stir fries. That's my thing. I find a lot of strength with stir fries. And with the stir fries, you know, the base is usually going to be a brown rice or some kind of a wild rice or quinoa, or even the mix. You can have a multi-grain quinoa. You have, you know, spelt. You got a lot of different ones I use as a base. And then from there, stir fry. It can be snow peas. It could be garlic. It could be onions. I use a lot of okra, what I use, because I believe in keeping the intestines clean. So you start with a lot of things like okra. You remember that has that ability to move things through the body. So garlic, onions, green peppers, all of those stir fry, lay over a bed of one of those beds. And then sometimes, because I'm a pescatarian, I'll use fish also. So any fins with scale fish is what I would use. So fins and scale would be anything upper swimmers, you know, bottom feeders. So my favorite fish is red snapper, kingfish. I love kingfish. I love porgies. I love bluefish. I love fish.
I wonder why.
So now that sounds like dinner. What's for lunch? What do you eat for lunch?
Lunch can be a lot of different things. Sometimes because I'm working, I won't do a lunch right away. I'll do something like a late lunch. But usually because I'm working all the time, I'll try to do a green drink if I can. If not, I'll skip it and then go to something because I know where I am right now. I try to fuel up in the morning before I get to work because I know it's going to be hard to break. It's hard to break through when I'm always with clients or patients sitting with them. So usually I'll try to do a salad or something. Hey, I want to tell y'all, I just hooked up with Chef James Mitchell today. I'm telling you, Chef James Mitchell. Did y'all know who Chef James Mitchell is? Y'all getting silent on me. Yes, Chef James actually is. He was actually in the Garden of Nature, that nature piece that we put together a few weeks back.
Right.
And I just hooked up with him. So he's an excellent chef. Maybe I'll give out his information for those who are interested in ordering from him. I told him I'd give him a shout out.
Please do.
Yeah, and if you're in the Philadelphia area, specifically Mount Airy, Germantown, I mean, he's all over. He's all over, but he's sort of like the chef of the chef of the people right now. So I'm gonna give James a shout out. All right, here's his number. Y'all want his number, Chef James
Indeed,
Mitchell?
indeed. Put it in.
Okay. And his number is 267 699 1189. All right. Or actually, you know what? Let me do this. Hey, Big B.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to send you something and see if you can post his menu.
Okay.
Okay. See if you can post his menu. I would rather do that because on the menu it has the number that you want to call.
All right. Fine. Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, so those are some of the things that I do. So if you're going to do, it's based on what you eat. You have to eat based on what you do. Come on, mute yourself, family, mute yourself. If you eat, you got to eat based off of what you do. So you would never give someone who was a thinker the same food that you deal with somebody who's really more in industry. You got it? Like workers that may work on, physical labor. Because you give them different food. You give them different fuel sources. So just keep that in mind, okay? So whatever you're doing, you want thinking food, you need to be you want somebody got to mute yourself, family.
Guys.
Whatever you're doing, just make sure you drive the system based off of what you do. Okay?
So it'd be nice if you had like a meal planner, like we know like exactly how to, put the toppings into our salad and a good, dinner plan or something like that. So we know what we were doing,
Oh, there's a million of them out there. All you got to do is just punch in alkaline-based recipes. That's it. Alkaline-based recipes, and there's tons of vegan, vegetarian, healthier option. People in the crossroads. There's crossroad, or we call crossroad diets. With people who are transitioning off of meat. Everything is online right now. So you can if you just find the right Google words or the right DuckDuckGo words, you can plug it in and you can get tons of them. Maybe I can pull up a few and just to show y'all how it works. But your search engine is your best resource because you have exact details of the recipes and they're making them all public. You can just grab them. Kale salads, you name it. They got tofu salads. They got everything. You can make
I'm into a lot of mushrooms, like portobello mushrooms. I try to make burgers, and I'm into like lobster mushrooms, the Maine lion mushrooms. Yes.
Yep. A lot of good stuff. See, that's all brain. That's brain food. That's where you would get somebody who's at a desk all day. See there?
A lot of B12. Yes. Energy.
Yeah. Also B5. Y'all saw the show I did on B5. The B5. Yep. So that's mushrooms. Yep. Mushrooms do that. So brain food. Also Alzheimer's, dementia. All that stuff is mushrooms. You got it?
Now they do say it's mushrooms like a fungus or something like that. I've heard people say.
A fungus. It's the difference. It's from the fungus, but it's not the fungus that the tear down fungus, not the bad fungus. It's a different version of the fungus. Remember, the mushroom, there's over 3,000 plus variations of the mushroom. And they're very intricate, and they're probably the most dynamic species on the planet, period, that you have. So that's why you want to really... whenever you're talking about mushrooms, you got to know which ones you're picking, though. Don't be going out there and picking them. Big B, don't go out there and pick no mushrooms.
Always get organic.
Yeah,
organic.
You got to know. You got to be a mushroom. You got to be mushroom knowledgeable.
Yeah, I know that's right.
Else you're gonna be tiptoeing through the tulips, man.
Well, I know that's right.
And Dr. Paul, I have another question for you before you go.
Okay.
And that's about like your ears. Like if there's wax in your ear, should you take a Q-tip and get it out, or is there another way of getting it out? Because what's happening is like my ear, like for example, like if you wash your hair, water goes in the ear and it'll close the ear up. And so you like push your ear that way to
No,
take
no
the water
Q-tip.
out. So it's closing up. So I just take my finger and I open the ear up. So I'm thinking maybe it's wax or something. So what would you say is good for that?
Right. That's called swimmer's ear. This we call them. They call it swimmer's ear. What you do is there is, and I did show y'all that one. Remember we had I guess a few programs back. We talked about the Mr. Neal.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Neal ear cleaning. And you can buy this. You can literally buy this, or it's called Neal Med. I'm sorry, Mr. Neal or Neal Med. Neal Med. NEILMED. You can buy that really at any pharmacy store. You can find this, and that's the one I was recommended because you don't want to push it in the ear. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. So this. What it does, it softens the wax. If you feel that you have exposure to a lot of wax in your ear, this is what I would recommend. Now, does anyone know why you get wax in your ear? Anybody know?
No.
You never even asked the question. Why would I ask question, Doc? Why I get wax in my ear?
Protection of the ear.
Only you would come up with something like that. Why you get wax in your ear? I just know it's there. And it gets on my nerves, right? So what is wax? Wax is protecting your ear. Now, what is it protecting your ear from?
Bacteria.
Oh, boy. Okay. Nobody, no takers on that one.
Dirt.
Bug.
Dirt.
Was that
Dirt.
Mosquitoes. It's protecting for everything that could damage you.
All right. The true purpose of the wax is to protect your ear from insects. That's what it does. Yeah, insects. That's what it is. Insects. So that wax that you get in your ear is produced whenever there's something that is exposed to your ear that your body believes is a threat. It produces over amount of wax. That's why those who have a lot of headphones, or, you know, when you listen to the music all loud, that's why all these young folks are having these ear issues and ear infections because they're putting the earbuds in there, and the too loudness of the music makes an overproduction. It makes your ear think that you're being threatened, you know, by something. So it produces extra wax, and that wax covers that canal. And then next thing you know, you got to get in there and start digging it out. So what you use is this Mr. Neal, or this Neal Med. I keep calling him Mr. Neal. Is Neal Med is a excellent package. There's one that it's called Clear Canal ear wax removal kit. It has 5 treatments inside of it, and it has that's probably the better one that I would recommend for you. Just follow the instructions on it. It has like a air blowing water, okay, that flushes the ear. It's like a solution. It's basically a solution. And what you would do is basically with that, you would use peroxide. It has about 3% peroxide gel that's included with that. So what you would do is you would put a little in each ear, just like 1 or 2 drops, and then they will give you a little plugs, and you plug it in. And usually when it starts to go down the ear, you'll hear it. If there's wax in your ear that needs to come out, it'll start clicking, it'll start popping. You'll hear it sound like popcorn. That means it starts bubbling. That's the peroxide hitting it. Got it? So when you have that for about 10 minutes in each ear, after it's about 10 minutes, you take the plugs out, and then you use that wash. And has a little cup on the side of it. Matter of fact, there's a little cup that sits on it, so it catches the water coming out of the ear.
What's it called again, Dr. Paul?
It's called Neal Med, N-E-I-L.
Yeah, that particular one you were talking about.
It's already in the chat box.
It's called Clear Canal.
Okay, very fine.
Yeah, clear.
Does that
clear
help
canal.
also with the accumulation of mucus in the ear?
Mucus in the ear. Usually, when you say mucus in the ear, it's I don't, usually we don't accumulate too much mucus in the ear. That's
Like
usually
when your doctor is looking through your ears when they examine your ears and say, oh, I see a mucus buildup.
Yes, more wax buildup than anything. Yeah, that's more wax buildup. Well, the Neomed has little small devices that it includes with that to help pull that out without scraping, with pushing back. Because all a Q-tip does is push it back in. It just packs it in there. You don't want that. With this clear canal kit, there's a little tool device that goes in and it actually will pull out. So when it comes in, it pulls out as opposed to pushing in. Got it?
So what causes the ear to close up like that? I mean, like sometimes it closes up on this side. You have to take your finger and plug it in to open that up.
It could be air pressure too. It's air pressure also. Air pressure also. That means there's more pressure in the ear than out. That's why sometimes you can do something as simple as, like, you ever been in a plane and your ears pop?
Oh yes.
So all you do is, this is a little quick trick. All you do is you blow up your, there you go, Big B, just like that. Do like this. You just blow up like that. Hold it as long as you can. Fill up the jaws and hold it. And then when you let go, then you swallow, and then they clear out. That's how you get. That's how you get the. Yeah, I know it's a little trick.
I learned it by accident.
That's the way. That's.
I learned that by accident.
Big B was right on top. It was right on top. That's a little trick. That's a little trick. We want to clear your ears, or if you're going in a plane, and you don't have to chew gum. Some people say I chew gum. That may work. But after the chewing gum, after a while, that gets a little tough. So all you do is just puff up your cheeks like this, and you hold them as tight as you can. Hold them as tight as you can for a few seconds, and then you let it go, and then you swallow. And as you swallow a couple times, it clears right out.
Yeah, I felt that in my ear, kind of both sides. Reaction, definitely. So pretty much I can just go to the store and purchase these items or order them online. I don't need to go to an ear doctor and have him clean out anything. I can do this myself.
That is correct. And that's because in most cases, it's just, wax buildup. Wax buildup, and then you got maybe a little water trapped in there. Okay, so great. I would try that first. If it becomes something more technical, see, the whole thing about the peroxide is it works like an insecticide, so it actually deals with infections. That's why the peroxide is there. So the gel is working its way all the way through, all the way down the canal. But when you hit that water, you would lean your head over, and it's got a little cup on the side, little cup that falls in. You spray it into the ear because the nozzle is sort of curves like this. Got it? So when you mash it, it goes right into the ear. It pushes a stream of water in your ear, like flushing it out. And then when you do like this, it comes right out. Yeah.
Okay, great.
It's a good way of just keeping your ears clean, and I believe that's something that everybody should do.
And one last thing, you said the chef, and you said something about the menu. We can get that. That's it. And thank you very much. It's always a pleasure. Thank you for sharing that information.
Okay. Yes, absolutely. I got my sister Andre says he's eating his now. I hear you, man. I hear you. Yeah. All right, let me see here.
While are you trying to find something, let me remind folks, listen, guys, make sure that you order these chats each week, because I'm telling you something. Especially now we got fingers back. Everything that we're talking about, that information is there so that you can have it. And when you review the actual video itself, you can have it right there with you. It's invaluable information. I just want to share that with you.
Yes, and Big B, I'm going to text it over to you. Maybe you or Prophets can put that up there for me. Who want me to send it to you? Okay, I'll text it to you. I'm gonna text you the menu, and the menu has everything on there.
Okay.
Yep. But that's his number, 267-699-1189. All right.
All right.
All righty. Okay, we have someone on the phone. Okay, we got someone on the phone. We got the 215-805-2114. Go ahead.
Yes, that's me, Pam. How are you, Dr. Paul?
Okay, who is that, Pam?
Yeah.
Okay, Pam.
We talked a lot about we've talked a lot about the aloe gel. What do you think about the aloe juice that people are drinking? I noticed that it has a ton of sugar, but I'm not sure if that's the good sugar or bad sugar.
Well, no, it's actually, if you get the fresh aloe juice and aloe vera gel, that does not have any sugar in it. That should not have any sugar in it. Yeah, that shouldn't. Yeah, if you get it, usually the only concern is usually with or without pulp. Some of them have carrageenan in it. And carrageenan is actually, and people, I want you to hear me now. Carrageenan is a thickener, and it comes from the red seaweed, so it's not bad. We talk about carrageenan being in things like aloe, like almond milk. It's just a thickener. That's all it is. Some people have a problem with that because they don't digest well. They already got a digestion issue, or they got an issue with villi issues, so they don't digest it properly. That's why you see carrageenan free on the milks and things like that. Okay, so some of the aloe vera gel will have carrageenan. Doesn't mean it's bad. It just means that it's not good for everybody. Some people can digest it with no problem because it is natural seaweed. It comes from red seaweed. You know what? Also carrageenan is.
Market.
Yeah, and you know what carrageenan also is? You ever see some of the vegan recipes that you get? They're in order to make those like you ever see the vegan pies? Anybody ever see a vegan pie? You ever see a vegan pie? Ain't nobody seen a vegan pie.
Oh, a pie.
I have to open up a vegan restaurant, and I'm inviting everybody there. And I'm gonna give y'all pie. I'm gonna give y'all pie. I'm gonna give y'all pie.
We saw the real pie.
Yeah.
He said a real pie. Y'all wrong. Y'all so wrong. So what this is like, you ever see like the key lime pies and stuff like that, where they actually have the gel kind of like. Well, guess what the vegan version comes from? Carrageenan. That's where it comes from. That's what it is. So it's not bad. It's just that some people can't digest that, or it causes a little problem with them. So that's the key.
So the aloe juice you see in the market, because my mom gets it a lot. And
it depends on the brand. It depends on the brand. I wouldn't get it from there. I would get it from places like a herbal store. Yeah, usually the only difference that you're looking for is with or without pulp. That's usually what it is. It's usually with or without pulp. And what is pulp? Pulp is actually helps just
flesh.
It's just like flesh. That's it. And some of it has with or without. I think that the pulp actually is an extra additive. So give me all that good stuff. Get all that good stuff, y'all. Get all that good stuff.
The pulp,
Yeah.
Now
get
the other
pulp.
quick question with the elderberries for the immune system, the pills, you said not to take the gummies. I've been taking them for a long time.
Yeah.
And now I have the capsules, but I'm not sure. Is it with the brand? Is there
I would say if you're
brand?
going to do elderberry, just do the syrup. I'm gonna tell you, the elderberry syrup is the best.
Oh.
Yeah, do the syrup. The gummies are, that's a gelatin that's from, a lot of the gummies are from Poke. Yeah, Poke. So you don't want to deal with that. So leave that Poke alone, y'all. Pork free.
So what did you say was the best?
I said the best would be syrup.
Syrup, okay.
Elderberry syrup. Yep. That's Sambucas. Sambucas.
Thank you.
All right. Good question, though. Thank you.
I have a question in the chat box.
Okay. You got a question there, Prophetess. Go ahead.
Yes. Someone's asked, they said that they just had a colonoscopy. And they wanted to know if they should still be detoxing. Should they still take the colon cleanser and the parasite cleans because it's changed the season now that they had a colonoscopy?
Yeah, you can always. Well, it depends on where they started and then stop when they got the colonoscopy. It depends on where they are in the process. Are they saying that now that they've had a colonoscopy that they should take the colon cleanse? Is that what they're asking?
I believe the question is, I just had a colonoscopy screening. Dr. Paul often talks about the colon cleanse and parasite clean at the change of the season. Now, to the colonoscopy, should I be doing a parasite cleanse given that autumn has now started?
Yeah, I always say just in case I would do it anyway because you're still eating and therefore parasites are always on the run. Got it? Okay. They're always on the run. I always say cleanse every change of season. See, it's more than just the colon you're cleansing, but you're cleaning all the organs also. So the herbs that are in the colon cleanse are cleaning the intestines and the lining, but they're also cleaning the blood. They're cleaning the liver, the pancreas, the kidneys, all of those things. So it's more than just the colon. You're doing also a system cleanse. So then after you completed the colon cleanse, then you follow up with the parasite formula, which is the sweep. Because definitely there's a lot of parasites going on right now, y'all. There's a lot of parasites.
Yes.
You know,
One other question real quick. Andre's thieves oil. Is he shipping that? Do you know if you're shipping that or?
Well, Andre's on the line. Put your
sandwich
down. Put your sandwich down, Dre.
Asked him, he didn't reply.
Put your sandwich down, Dre.
Put your sandwich.
Oh, Doc, I'm over here tearing this food up, man.
I sent Andre a message.
Down, Andre.
I sent him a message earlier on and he did not respond.
Okay, so that's a good segue for y'all. Put your camera on. What, you on the phone?
Yeah, Doc, I'm over here tearing it up, man.
I can't see him.
Andre, are you shipping this thieves oil? Can you ship it?
Yes, I can. Absolutely. And I'll put all my contact information in the chat box.
Put it in the chat.
Thank you.
Make
sure you send it to everyone.
So if you do not know, if you have not been through my office, you don't know that Andre Capers is my assistant, and he's my one-on-one. That actually he's my assistant when it comes to the RM3A, you know, testing, and also he's in training, you know, to do all of those things that we do. So Dre has been doing a side, you know, when he has his own product line. He has his product line of the thieves oil and also the creams. So Dre, go ahead and tell them a little bit about what you offer and how they can get to contact you, all that good stuff. All right.
Okay, absolutely. So as Doc mentioned, I actually do make the thieves oil. Okay. I make it in a 4-ounce bottle, and I also still do the lavender creams as well. That also helps with the eczema and the psoriasis. And just to kind of give you a little bit of background on it, a lot of good feedback from the products, from the people. I do thank you to those who have purchased and those who will be down the line. But it's a very good product, and as I stated before, all my products are all natural, and I'll also put all of my contact information in the chat box for you all as well.
Ray, what's the thieves oil for?
Thieves oil is for COVID-19 prevention. All right, it actually is an antiviral spray that's made with about 8 different essential oils and a few other things. And you can spray it on your hands. All right, you can use it as a hand sanitizer, and you could also spray it on surfaces as well to clean maybe your desk, or if you're out at the supermarket, you know, spray your shopping cart, you know, the handles, doorknobs, keyboards, you know, whatever. It also comes with a lock on the
on the bottle.
On the bottle as well, which is something I wanted to point out.
Wonderful.
So yeah,
I didn't realize that.
Right. So when you get the thieves oil bottle, it comes in an amber spray bottle. Okay. And it also has a lock at the top of the spray bottle as well. I had to step it up a little bit because when I was doing it before, the knobs were breaking. So I had to find a company where the bottles were a lot more durable.
Let me go check my bottle, see if I got the updated bottle. But let me just say about the thieves oil. When I'm going out into crowds, before I leave my house, I spray it on my clothes, on my body, on my hands before I go out as well.
Right.
Okay. Go ahead.
That's it, Doc.
Okay.
I don't believe I was just there with you laughing and everything. You didn't mention any of that. I'm spraying this other stuff.
It's sitting right there. It's sitting right there on the table. It should be sitting right there on the desk.
Now, come on, sisters. Let's be
Now,
nice.
Lydia,
Stay
now,
nice now,
Lydia,
y'all.
now, Lydia.
I'm gonna get you, Andre.
Lydia, it was so close to you. If it was a snake, it would have bit you.
Yes, sir.
It was right there the whole time.
In front of
There
him.
the whole time.
Boy, I declare.
All right,
family
Dre.
is a piece
Dre,
of work.
give them your number, Dre. How they can contact you if they want to order.
Absolutely.
And then I'll break down the thieves oil for you
Yeah.
real quick, family, for those who don't know what we're talking about. Okay.
Okay, I'll give you my direct number is area code 856-677-6952. I'll
Do
repeat
that. Do that again.
Sure, that's area code 856-677-6952.
Okay.
And I'll
All
also
right, thank you, Dre. And then you can go back to eating your sandwich now. All right.
Thank
you. Say what?
Yeah, we have some really
My
long
sandwich,
days.
man.
We have some really long days at the office, and sometimes it takes a lot out of. So I do truly appreciate you, Dre, and I'm going to be looking for more folks too. So for trainees, well, I'll let you all know when the trainees, and we're going to open it up the training for those who are interested in training with the RM3A. All right, now thieves oil. What is thieves oil? Thieves oil goes back to, for those who don't know what thieves oil, it goes back to the bubonic plague, Black Death, as they called it in Europe. And in that time, that was when people were very unsanitary. That means that when they cleansed, they just, when they wanted, they would, waste, they throw it right out the window. That's exactly what they used to. That's exactly what it was. It was terrible times. They were very unkept and very unsanitary situations. Well, there was this thing that happened when the brown mice or rats started getting this, this Black Death, this bacteria. That was it, Black Death. So what happened was it spread all over Europe, and it literally destroyed parts and literally town by town. So there was quarantining going on. So the quarantining took place where they would section off and literally have to burn it to the ground, or literally just quarantine it where you couldn't go into it. But there was a set of people that were going into quarantine areas and actually ridding their places of all their jewelry, their precious stones and all that, and their money and everything. And they couldn't figure out how these guys doing it. How are they going in these quarantine places and not getting sick? They said, well, we're going to have to catch one of them. So guess what they did? They winded up catching. Somebody always get caught, don't they? Mm-hmm. And they got caught. And when they brought them in, they said, well, how was it that you were able to go into these places that were quarantined? And said, matter of fact, if you tell us how you did it, we'll let you
go.
So he says, they said, well, hey, I and my partners, we're all perfume experts. And not only are we perfume experts, but we're herbologists and perfume experts. So we take these specific combination of herbs, and then we put it and we make a mask out of it. Key word, y'all, mask.
Mask.
Put it in the mask. And the oil, we would rub it all over our bodies, and it would be antibacterial, viral, fungal, septic, and parasitic. And we could go in and rob and do what we had to do. They said, well, wow, what is this formula? So he gave up the formula, and then they said, thank you very much, and you're still going to jail. They'll put him in jail. But that formula is what's called now thieves oil, because it was the thieves that were actually, they were the only ones to actually beat the bubonic plague at that time. Now, if you want to find out how to make that is on my website, where Big B is showing up right now. If you go to my website, go under the drpaulherbs.com, go to downloads. It will be under, I believe it's the Big B. Which one is that one?
That's the ultimate herbal list. It's on the bottom.
Yeah, just hit the Dr. Paul's Ultimate Herbal List.
Right.
If you hit that, you can see the list of herbs that I recommend, the Ultimate Herb List, and at the very bottom, it shows you the thieves oil formula. And in the thieves oil formula, It consists of clove buds, lemon balm, cinnamon, cinnamon bark or leaf, eucalyptus, and rosemary. So those are the combination herbs. So that's what Andre is putting together for y'all. You ain't even got to do it if you buy it from Dre. Got it? So that's the Fees Oil formula. And it's important that when you do this, you can spray it in the mask. Like you said, you can put it on your shopping carts. I keep a bottle in my car all the time. And that's for my hands whenever you're touching things and you're not sure, or, keep it on your seats, things like that. So it's a way of keeping it. And it does have cinnamon, so it can burn a little bit. So sometimes you got to get used to it, okay? But it's pure stuff and it does work. And they know that the oils do work, and they rid the body of all those parasitic things. And also remember, there's also one important thing. Remember, herbs have frequency, vibration, energy. So they kick off an ionizing frequency. Which ionizing is that? What is that? Male or female principle?
Female.
Female.
I'm glad y'all listening today. Glad y'all listening. It's a
Yes,
female
sir.
principle. That's why when you get hit with all this other stuff out here, which is, bacteria, virus, fungus, what charge do you think that one is?
Negative.
Male.
Male and negative.
That's the positive charge, right? Bacteria is positive charge.
Positive.
So if you have a negative charge, it neutralizes the positive charge. That's why it destroys it on contact. You got me? Wow. Also, there's another one called, another protection for you is called colloidal silver. Colloidal silver. Colloidal silver. Anybody ever heard of colloidal silver?
Yes. Can I just say, Dr. Paul,
Yes.
My testimony, I use both the colloidal silver and the Thieves oil, and that's been my go-to for my family for the whole COVID. And the Thieves oil, I was just telling my mom yesterday, I've been using it so much. Sometimes people will be like, "Ooh, what's that smell?" I smell, and I'm like, and they'll be, I say a cinnamon smell, and they say, "Yeah, that smells good." I'm like, Thieves oil.
Yeah, you can spray a little bit of the Thieves oil in your house, and it'll be all over the house. Just a little bit. That's how strong it is. It's very, very powerful, and yet these are things that kill the odors in the air. Remember, that's a positive charge. I mean, not part. That's a negative charge, which kills positive particulates that are in the air. Because you ever see, like maybe you take your drapes or something, or a rug or something, and then you dust it off, and then you can see the sun rays and all those little pieces and particulates all in there. Yeah, all that stuff gets in your lungs. You got it? So that's why you need something that can destroy those things, so that stuff doesn't build up in your lungs. Got it? All right, good stuff, y'all. Good stuff. Call Dre when he put his sandwich down. All right, next one. Let's see.
Wow.
All right, Big B, you got anybody over there with a question?
Man, yes, you just caught me out. That's funny.
I have a question.
Yeah, Maxine, did you get a question?
I do. Two, maybe three. Okay, so can you take elderberry syrup and what's that old Indian bark? Can you take both of those at the same time? Not at the same time.
Right. Elderberry is it's inside of the old Indian.
Oh, so I don't need both.
Don't need both. We use the elderberry is it's a viral. It's antiviral also. We use that for a lot of the children. When you don't have like the old Indian, or you want to do something a little bit milder because it is a little strong for the young children, that's what we use, the elderberry, because that's just something consistency to keep their stomach, especially if you notice that the young child starts to have watery stool. Got it? Very, very important. Write that down, y'all. Write that down. If you have a young one, or you might be if it may not be your children, maybe somebody else's children, you might write this down for them. If you see a child with watery stool, because they are going back to school now. Got it? So when they come home, you probably want to just give them a heads up and say, look, watch your stool. Are you having watery stool? That's first signs of stomach irritation or bacteria or virus in the intestines. Got it? See, they're feely touchy. Even though we got all these mandates with masks and everything, children are still feely touchy. They're hodgepodge for just communicable stuff. Because they touching stuff. They say, oh, let me see that game. Oh, man, let me see that game. You know, they see into the game. Then they're taking and then they start tucking. Then they put their hands in their mouths. And guess what? Now you got it. That fast. That fast. That's how it happens.
Yep.
So that's why elderberry is good. We say not to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any diseases. Food for the soul, family. The old Indian wild cherry bark syrup. You'd have the adult formula, but you also have the children's version of that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and the children's version of the elderberry is black sambucus, and that comes from Israel.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
Oh, sambucus.
Dr. Paul, I have something I have been wanting to show you for the last 3 weeks. I don't know if you can see this. It looks like it's a can of beer.
Liquid death.
Liquid death. What?
Yes.
Oh, that'll get your attention.
And that's exactly what happened to me. I went to this festival. As a matter of fact, it was in Central Park, the big America's Back Festival. And I saw it up there. I thought it was beer. So, of course, I asked for some water. And much to my surprise, this is what they gave me. This is a can of water. And even more to my surprise, you know, because you have us reading absolutely everything. And guess what was the first line?
What?
Bottled at the source.
Well.
Bottled at the source, Frank Markier, Austria.
Okay, let me look up liquid death.
Yes, I've been meaning to send you a picture of this. And I read all this writing here. I read every word of it. And I don't know, they promoted it like this because it's supposed to kill your thirst, basically.
They're saying it's saying murder your thirst.
Exactly. I mean, it would not have been my go-to, but I've been wanting to show you this for 3 weeks. Can you imagine?
It's not that good.
Terrible marketing.
I thought this was beer. I thought this was beer, and it's water. But not for nothing. In all honesty, it was extremely good. It was extremely good.
So,
and they
tell me.
something...
So can you read the ingredients for me? What is the ingredients?
Ingredients?
Yeah. What does it say? What does it say?
It says bottled at the source, Frankenmarkster, Austria. Bottled for liquid death by Georgia, whatever these names are something. And it just repeats the name again.
I just can't get with that liquid death thing. I just
that
can't
gives
get
me
with
Willie,
it.
just the name
I just can't trust them.
You got to look it up.
It tastes like spigot water.
No, it said, wait a minute. It says it was bottled in Austria. And
oh gosh,
no, for real.
I hear you. I'm looking at a video. I'm looking at it. I don't want it.
And wait a minute, it gave you a whole explanation why it's put in a can. I mean, their marketing stuff is when the group, blah, blah, blah. It's all this literature down the sides. And wait a minute, death to plastic. That's why they put it in a can, death to plastic.
Okay, so it may be good, but it's just marketing.
The marketing.
I think that it's a little twist on the marketing.
Totally agree with you.
I don't think that it may be good if it says bottle.
But you know what? It may attract young people that don't drink water.
It doesn't taste that great.
That's
Think
the whole
about
point.
that.
I'm sure that's not what they're after, Maria.
The whole point is to make people, want to buy this that would not normally drink water, So it's all a marketing, and it's got the old English writing on it.
Wow,
so it's got all that that whole nighting.
Also
kind of
canned
thing.
in aluminum. It says it's canned in aluminum.
Yes,
Are
aluminum.
we supposed to be drinking from aluminum cans?
Exactly. And it says drinking water from the Alps. And as you said, I mean, could they put down on here that it was the first line, Dr. Paul, bottled at the source? I was like,
yeah, well, remember, Austria is an excellent location
Yeah.
You know, but there's a lot of craziness going on here too. Somebody
That
just
water
put that
does
on
not
there. Somebody said it's a lot.
It's horrible.
A lot of
horrible marketing. I totally agree because I had
No,
nothing.
the water is horrible. I had it.
Yeah, I
It
just
tastes like
don't.
spigot water.
I just don't. This is what my problem is. Why go there when you got Crystal Geyser? When you got a
They didn't have
Why
Crystal
go
Geyser
there?
at the park.
Yeah,
This was all when you wanted water. This is what you got.
Yeah, but I just don't. You know what I don't. I
That
just
gives me the
don't.
worry.
I just don't like the twist. That's all. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that the marketing is good. Hey, it made good. Hey, and you know, like I said, it's probably good. You know, it's from Austria, which is the land of the Alps. You know, they have Alps there that are some of the pure finds, which are those that have pure water. So it's not saying it's bad. I just think their marketing, boy, they're looking for a specific market.
That gives
with
me
that.
the
That's
worries.
what they're looking for.
Indeed.
But
Hello,
yep.
this is Yolanda Parks, and this is my first 8-ounce water. Today is September the 8th.
I guess somebody else.
Okay,
wants
is that
some water.
somebody? Who is that? Is that is that?
That's Queen of David, but we can't understand nothing
You
she's
can't
saying.
understand. Yeah. Can you? Is that your? Can you move closer to your mic?
Queen, are you still there?
Is she on the phone? Is she on the phone?
No, it looks like she's on her tablet.
Okay.
Right over top of me. That's how I can see
Yeah,
it.
try it again. Try it again. Queen of Davis, fire. That's what we have. Could you tell us who you are?
What's next?
Hey, you talking to me, Dr. Paul. Queen.
As somebody talking behind her, and it's
you hear me?
overpowering her.
Yeah, everyone mute yourself. Everyone mute yourself.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you was asking me my question. I'm sorry.
No, we were, Queen. We were. Come back.
We're trying to hear
don't
you.
go away.
We're having a problem.
okay.
We're having a problem hearing you.
Hearing
Yes.
you. That's all.
Okay. All right. So my question was, when picking up the fruit, and I know we need to get the organic fruit. There was some fruit that I got, and it went bad just as fast as the GMO fruit. And I just want to know, have you guys been experiencing that? And in cases when the organic fruit is not available, I know the number 4 is not good for us, but well, I guess that's what I'm asking. Is it okay? Is it acceptable?
Yeah, see, remember the whole purpose of them doing the conventional is that it would last longer. That was it. So if you have organic, the more organic it's going to tear down, it's going to break down. It just runs rancid. Depends on what fruit they were. What fruit was it? Was it bananas or something, or what was it?
Well, of course the bananas always go bad, but I was quite surprised when I got my watermelon. It went bad very fast. I was very disappointed about that, and it was organic.
Yeah, so sometimes
I've been getting peaches that go in a day or two, like they're done.
Yeah, so it's a lot to do with the fact that, remember, y'all, this stuff is being still
preservative.
Yeah, there's still things going on with transportation. They may not spray it directly, but they may put it in trucks that have been sprayed. So you're gonna have residues from things like that. We never think about that, but that's the reality. That's why I say always use spring water. Or use some of your spring water, but use that baking soda. Make sure it's aluminum free. Wash the stuff anyway. Just wash it. For bananas, many don't know that you're supposed to wrap. The root of the banana, right at the root of the banana. You wrap that. Never unwrap that. Keep something like you can take the like a bag and just wrap that. That helps the banana last longer.
And I also heard to put the banana in the freezer. So that's what I did the last time. I put it in the freezer to help it last.
Yeah, some people can use them. When you put them in the freezer, that's what makes good smoothies. Because now they turn to ice, like hard ice. So a lot of times just add a little bit of water with them. And they're actually excellent for smoothies when you freeze them.
Yep.
That's
I
the
also,
trick.
if you separate them at the root, don't keep them in a cluster. Separate them; they last longer.
Okay, thank you. And just to share with you guys, the one thing that happened to me with my watermelon, I want to know if anyone experienced this. My watermelon, one of them that was not, I think maybe this one wasn't organic. It like it swelled up and all of this liquid, it was clear
You
liquid,
didn't
not
have
it
it in the
wasn't.
refrigerator?
Let me tell you what's going
What
on.
in the world?
Okay,
I've never
this is
seen
what
that in my
I
life.
talked about
Listen up,
this.
folks.
Now, I talked about this before, y'all.
Well, I must,
I
I
said
must have.
Last week.
stop buying those ones that don't have seeds. There builds a gas in
Mm.
there. Okay, there's a gas that builds up in these these GMO
Yeah.
watermelons are exploding. I keep telling you that. I
Oh
had
I
my
think we
somebody
just
tell me
said that
this
last
week.
week, Dr. Paul.
Yeah, I've been
I think
saying
I
this
have
a
a
long
picture. I'm
time.
gonna send it to you. This was
Yeah,
crazy.
I told y'all my story about the guy who bought his watermelon and he came home. He been looking all day for watermelon. So he said I couldn't find it nowhere. So he finally found some watermelon. Took it on home. He didn't even think about GMO or nothing like that. He just wanted to find a watermelon. So he carried it in his trunk. It was a hot day. So he got it out. He brought it in the house, sat it on the counter, said, I'm going to the bathroom. I'll be right back. He was in the bathroom. Boom!
Oh
He
my
came
God.
out. In his whole kitchen, he had nothing but just all around the walls and the ceilings, watermelon everywhere.
That
They're
probably would have happened to me if we didn't throw it
exploding.
out because we put it in a
Yeah.
plastic bag and
Right.
it was expanding.
Yes, it's about to explode. You're
Oh my
lucky you
God.
got rid of that because it would have exploded. Why? Because they're modifying whenever you denature something, especially with the vegetables and the fruits, or mostly the fruits. You change the what's called manganese. You alter the manganese. That's why you can actually turn it on and turn it off through the what's called manganese. And that's how you denature it. So it doesn't now reproduce anymore. No more seeds. And yes, there's patents for all of this. There's for every seed that they've taken away from the fruit or the vegetable, they have a patent for that because that does not exist in nature anywhere. They consider that, hey, when we created the first, fruit that had no seeds, we actually own that now. That's
Right.
ours because it
Right.
don't exist nowhere else. We created that, even though you use God's material. How about that? So that's where that thing comes from. So don't mess with those. Don't mess with them at all. All right. All
Thank
right,
you.
Queen. All right, Queen. All right. No else do we have there, Big B? We're running up on time
It's
here.
9:00.
It's 9 o'clock.
It's 9 o'clock, or is
9:55.
that my?
No, it's 9 o'clock.
9:55.
8:55.
All
Yes,
right,
sir.
all right. Okay, we're gonna take a couple more and then we'll be done. All right. Let's see. Who do we have up here? I have Maria. You're next, Maria.
Okay, I have a question about allergies. I have issues with allergies. Never know what it is. It's never one thing every time. This has been going on for years. So I've been taking Zyrtec. Is the only thing that they gave me that actually, if I take it every day, I'm fine. As soon as I stop taking it, which I do, something happens. And a couple weeks ago, my throat swelled up in the middle of the night. Had to use the EpiPen, go to the ER. Is there something that I can do when I stop taking the Zyrtec? Because no one knows what it is that is causing the effect.
Yeah, that's a detox issue. Definitely, it's a detox. So when you're looking at, remember, allergies are an overactive immune system. It's your body trying to get rid of toxins in a way of purging. So everything is purging. So whether the swelling, sneezing, coughing, running nose, eyes tearing up, all of that, that is a sign of the body purging. So immediately we go to fundamentals. We say fundamental pH fundamentals. You got to go back to alkalizing. Got it? So water, you got to make sure your water's on time.
I drink a lot of water. I don't drink anything else.
Okay,
Water.
and you're drinking the right water, right?
Yes.
Okay, got it. That's the key. Number 2 is top 10 toxic foods. You got to stay away from acid forming foods. Got it?
I did do my alkaline. I just started taking the pH test, and I'm like between 6.0, like somewhere around there.
Okay, so that's acid. You know that. That's acid.
No, that's what I'm saying.
So
yeah.
that's
So are
where
you doing?
You
Yeah,
on your way
that's.
home?
So where are you? Right around.
minute.
Now you're doing both saliva and urine, right?
I don't know. I only did the urine. I didn't do.
You can't do that.
Okay.
You got to
All
do
right.
both. You got to do
Okay.
both saliva and urine. Remember, the
Okay.
formula is urine over saliva.
Okay.
And you would take the numbers, you double the saliva, add to the urine, and divide by 3.
Okay.
That's what would give you. Right. So you got to do both. And that's because it's a holistic concept. You can't do one. You got to do both. So double the saliva, add to the urine, divide by 3. And there, that will tell you where you are. Now, on my website, I have the chart, which shows you.
I just saw that. I'm going to look at that. Okay.
Yep, that's where you can see that you're supposed to be between no less than 6.5. You know, we try to get you as close to between 6.5 and 7.5 on the pH.
Okay.
And we're really trying to get you, the ultimate number would be 7.3. So you're producing acid.
Okay.
That's what's causing the mucus buildup. When you start to now raise this pH, you're going to see a big change. One of the things that we give children when they're very, like a lot of mucus and also for allergies and things, would be we use the chlorophyll. Okay, liquid chlorophyll. Add it to your water. That will help you. Okay, liquid chlorophyll and also bee pollen. Bee pollen. Bee pollen. But you got to watch the bee pollen, because if you're having, if it's gotten that bad, we went into like an anaphylactic shock, which it sounds like you did. An anaphylactic shock means swelling of your, windpipe and things like that. That's dangerous. Got it? You got to be very careful. So I would start with small amounts of the bee pollen at a time, because the whole concept is that the bees will go out to all the floral, and that's Mother Nature's multivitamin is the bee pollen, because they go out to all the floral, and whatever is causing your problem, it can match it up and balance it out by one of the nectar from the plant life. So that's when it comes back in. And then the bee slides in after he's been working on that nectar he slides into the cone, and his body, when it slides in, mashes all that nectar right to the cone. When that cone dries, so that nectar dries, they scrape it down. Now you got bee pollen. That's what bee pollen is. But you got to take it in slow increments. Got it? So you would take it, you can put it on salads, you can put it in soups, you can put it in cereals, you can put it in all of those. Do it a little bit at a time. I start with a pinch to a, double pinch, triple pinch. You got to add it up slowly. And it may feel like it's getting a little worse. You're like, start to itch like that. No, it's not getting worse. It's balancing out. Got it?
Okay.
Whenever in doubt, always drink water. Got it? Drink water, and that clears it out. All right, Marie?
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Good questions. Y'all got some good stuff tonight.
Good program tonight.
Dealing with some heavyweights in here today.
Yes, sir.
Man.
That's what it's all
some
about.
Heavyweight. They swinging big too, big. They swinging. Y'all come out like this. Y'all come in there swinging with these questions out here trying to knock somebody out.
Paul, they brought the beat down sticks in with them.
That's right. That's right. We got, let me grab the last few folks on here. We got Cricket on there. Who is that? Cricket.
Okay, I'm here. Good evening, Dr. Paul and everyone else.
Hi, Cricket.
Okay. Who is that?
Having respect for my family members, I'm going to be brief. I didn't know I was so unwell until I started looking at and tuning into the family tree. Didn't know how unwell I was.
Oh, wow. What's your name? What's your name?
I'm Irene.
Irene. Right. Okay, Irene.
And but all of my questions, well, the most of them have already been asked and answered by you. So I'm good with that. So what I want to say to you is I appreciate that all you do to keep us in the pursuit of keeping us healthy and well.
Yes.
I appreciate that so much. And I'll keep tuning in and I'll keep on getting my answers to the questions that other people asked that I wanted to ask anyway. So
good.
I thank you. I thank you for that.
And invite more people to come and join us right here on the program.
All right, I'll do that.
Thank you so much, Irene. Thank you for your kind words. We appreciate you.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, I'm glad you got your questions answered. Good. All right, we got Barbara. Barbara, Barbara Lewis? Is Barbara there?
She's
Is she
there.
running? Is she running?
She's right on
Yeah,
top of
no,
me.
no,
There she
hello,
goes.
hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got
Hello?
you. We
Yes,
can hear you,
Barbara.
Barbara.
We can hear you.
Okay, fine. Hello. And I'm like with Irene, like a lot of my questions were answered already. But listen, I wanted more clarity on the red seaweed that's in some of the aloe vera gel. Does that come in the natural aloe vera leaf itself? Because I was having issues with it and I didn't know that it was related to digestive. So the aloe vera leaf itself, it doesn't have any red seaweed or any seaweed or anything. It's just the aloe
That's
gel.
correct. That's correct. Because remember, it's the carrageenan is the red seaweed.
Right.
That's what it says. It's the extract from the red seaweed. So it's it's actually a form of Irish moss, believe it or not.
Oh,
That's really
that's
what
right.
it
That's
is.
it.
hmm
Yeah,
It's a red
I just
seaweed.
read.
So it's not going to be, of course, in the aloe plant. But yes, you should be able to. If you had a problem with the aloe plant, you said, or was it
No, no, no.
the?
I had a problem with the gel itself when I was buying it over the counter, because when I was using the aloe plant leaf and I was scooping it out, and you get some fine green lines in it, and I know that that may be toxic, the green, from the outside of the plant.
Well,
So I
actually,
was trying not to get any of the green. I wanted the clear aloe, but then I was experiencing some abdominal discomfort. So I was kind of like trying to discover
yeah,
what was going on. So I
yeah.
went to the gel, but the gel was giving me discomfort as well. So I kind of like left it alone for the
Yeah,
moment.
well, you said a couple of things there. Number one, just going back a little bit, when you said there was green lines in the aloe from the plant, that's actually
Yeah.
a good thing. That's actually a very
Oh,
good thing. Do you know that that was used as a brace for when you cut yourself or a band-aid?
Mm.
That's what that's used for. So when you scrape the aloe plant, the inside lining of that, that's what it was used for. It was used for like a bandage. So it's actually thick enough that it can wrap with that gel in it, and it heals it and keeps it there. One time we were at, I think we were at a function one time when my son was very young, and he fell outside and he scraped his knee, and he was crying, you cried. So the house that we were in, she just happened to have an aloe plant. They didn't have any band-aids, anything. So I said, you mind if I take a little bit of your plant under the bottom? Took that plant, and everybody watched me. I cut it and actually took some of the aloe from that, and I took part of that and wrapped that around his actual knee. That thing healed so fast, just like that. So you can use that. Now, the carrageenan, it sounds like you may have a digestion or maybe what's called insulin resistance. So that may be a problem. If you're insulin resistant, are you insulin resistant at all? Meaning
not,
diabetic or
not,
anything like that?
no, not that I know of, but that was an indication letting me know something.
Yeah,
But
you possibly may be. It may be the villi or the villa may be blocked. That's usually with, and it doesn't have to mean that you have diabetes or nothing like that. A lot of people that are insulin resistant have just no villi or villa. You get a lot of vegan and vegetarians that have that because they've actually just destroyed the gut from things like probiotic drinks that have been doing it for so long. Things like kombucha, kimchi, all those things. They give temporary relief, but ultimately they destroy the villi. So you got to be careful with that because remember that fermentation is the waste byproduct of what it used to be. And now remember, life only begets life. You got to keep that principle and law under your belt. Everybody has to. Only life gives life.
Yes.
Death can't give you life. Death just stays dead. Ain't nobody can't do nothing but stay dead when it's dead. That's it. You got it? So fermentation, don't mess with fermentation. Probiotic drinks, kombucha, kimchi, sauerkraut, apple cider vinegar, all of that stuff. Not good for your gut. It'll destroy the villi. Also, the lactobacillus. If you have anything that has lactobacillus, write that down. Lacto, L-A-C-T-O, bacillus.
okay.
Got it? Those are the things you got to watch out for that messes up the gut.
Say it again.
And
Okay, no.
Spell it again.
lacto, Lacto, bacillus.
Are you saying V or B?
B is in boy,
Oh.
Acilus. Lactobacillus. It's a form of bacteria, or it's a probiotic that they'll isolate, but it causes problems. You should not be probiotic. You have to be prebiotic. You should never get it. We never need probiotics from something that is rotting or just tearing down and destroyed, or from the mammary glands of a animal, which is a cow, or some milk from a cow. Got it? You need to be prebiotic. That's why when you get a green drink, that's your best probiotic right there, because you convert that. Remember, we are the converters. You don't want something converting it for you. That's AKA processed. That's where processed food. It's already been pre-processed, pre-converted. They're telling you in the name. That's what they're doing. They're telling you in the name.
Okay, now can I just ask two more? I just, because I know time is running. Okay, now the other one is that you did talk about the colonoscopy, the parasite and the colon cleanser, especially during study started in August. But should you do that prior to a colonoscopy testing, since they give you a colon cleanser like the Soline or something? Because I know one year it was something that they were drawing back on the amount of it because it was causing kidney damages. How do you do that?
Well, the fluid, you have to deal with that with whoever's doing the colonoscopy. If you choose to do a colonoscopy, you have to make sure that this is number one. It's an acidic drink, and it's going to cause acid, which actually messes up the kidneys. Right.
Okay. So is it recommended?
What is recommended? You can do it's based on what you're doing. We don't say do colonoscopies. We say cleanse every change of seasons. Okay. That's our colon cleanse. Got it?
Got it.
If you keep it moving, you don't have to do that. You'll always keep it. That's why our ancestors did. We ain't had nothing. We ain't had nothing sticking.
Listen, I got that. Okay, now can I just wrap it up? Now during a fast, like if you're fasting a couple of days every week, what vitamins can you take, or can you take any vitamins at all, since you're not consuming? Like if you're fasting 3 days out of a week,
right?
Can you take vitamins on a fast?
That is exactly, well, first of all, it depends on what fast you're doing. And it's whatever scriptural fast, whoever is your pastor or your imam or whoever you're following for spiritual cleansing, you have to clear it with them, because some of them, not all cleanses or fasts are the same.
That's
number one.
True.
Number two, vitamins and minerals come from plant life. So we recommend the the green drink is your multivitamin. So it is a meal replacement. Got it? So the green drink, the land, and C. That's what you want. That will suffice as a meal replacement. So you don't have to do a lot of the supplements. That's the whole purpose of the green drink, is to balance.
Okay, right? So since it's in liquid form, it's not considered to be solid food. Is that right?
The body's not looking for solid food. It's looking for energy, stable energy. And whether you get it from liquid or through, plant life, that's what it's looking for. Alkalinity.
No, Dr. Paul, she means if she is on a liquid fast, take the green drink because it's liquid. So
that's what I was saying. She has to check with whoever she's doing the fast with. See, some people think some things may be kosher, some things may not be kosher. So that's why you got to check with whoever you're working with that. Okay.
It is now 9:10.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Go ahead, Prophetess. Prophetess like, yeah.
Prophetess, she's a figment of our imagination. She's gone already.
She already gone.
She's already gone.
We are at 9:10, 9, almost 9:11 there.
Yeah.
All right, family. I can't get to everybody. I see you up there, Stacy. I see you up there, Sydney. I see you.
See you, lady.
We trying to see all y'all. We trying to get all y'all in. Drop your questions over the Big B, and I'll try to get those over.
Sometimes just send me an email. That way I can make sure that I get it in.
Right.
I actually put Stacy's question in both Dr. Paul and Bill's personal.
Yeah, I saw it. I'll make sure that I get it. Okay.
Yes.
All
okay.
right. So let's do that, and we can get a hold of those for you. Okay,
Right.
family. All right, we
Yeah, buddy.
gotta wrap it up, y'all. Big B, close us out. Tell us how people can help continue to keep this family tree and sow some more seeds. Get some more folks on here. Get some more leaves on this tree.
I know that's right, man. The best way to continue to support us, guys, is to send us a brief donation to Dr. Paul's cash app. That's Dr. Paul Hop, or if you send it directly to me, you send it to through Zelle through your bank. That's meccavideo@comcast.net. And by the way, I even got a post office box in case you don't have all that other stuff. That's P.O. Box 191, Mullica Hill, New Jersey, 08062. Okay. And of course, you know what? Make sure that you send your friends and your family, guys. Get the check. Guess what? Remember, the check goes along with what? The video. That way you have something to make sure that you can compare with each and every week. So that guess what? Nobody can say they did not get the information that's been shared here tonight. All right. God bless you guys, and we'll see you again next week. Right here.
All right, family. I want to thank you all for chiming in. It's been a pleasure. Give yourselves a hand just for showing up.
I know that's right. That's what's up. That's what's up.
I want to say,
great class tonight. Great class.
Did anyone learn anything tonight, y'all? Did you learn anything?
Yeah. Always.
Always.
Yes, indeed.
Always.
See, that's the key to it all. You got to learn something, and I only charge you with one thing, and that one thing is that you go tell somebody, right? That's the only thing that we charge you with, and we want to see that you're able to, share this information, because we are in strange times right now.
Yes.
And those strange times are very misinformed times. I talked about today those 3 variants. Be on the lookout for them. It's always be aware of what's going on around you, but don't fear anything. I'll leave you with this last thing that God gave you 366 different scriptures that said, fear not, right? 366. That means fear not. And I'll give you one extra one for the leap year. How about that? So keep it on your heart. Keep it on your mind. Don't fear anything. Only thing you fearing is God. So keep your immune system up. Build your immune system. Stay on the path. And continue to do what you do. All right. So I thank y'all for tuning in. It's been a pleasure. And Big B, we do this on a regular thing. So I want to thank Big B over there for giving us the ability for him to actually take all of the information. And he's going to wrap this thing up. So when you donate to us for the Cash App, it goes into of the actual family tree, so that you'll be able to see this on Dr. Paul Holistic Health Network. Okay, go to Facebook and you can pick this up. All right.
Sir, that's right.
If you're not a part of the group, join, send me an invitation, a request, and we'll bring you into the private network. All right.
That's right.
There's some good stuff coming down the pipe, y'all.
Yes, sir.
We got some testimonies from people. We got stuff with the green drinks. We got all kind of stuff happening, y'all. It's going to be exciting. So stay encouraged. Be encouraged.
Yes,
Remember, if you're breathing,
God bless everybody.
Yes.
God bless you.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you.
Good night, Irene.
Good night,
Hi,
Donna.
John Boy.
Dr. Paul, Bill. Good night, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Great seeing everybody here each and every week. Again, always make sure that you invite someone. Invite someone. Share the love. Share the love. Share the health. Share the health. Share the health.
Thank you to Prophetess. And the Prophetess left already. I think she's
thank you to Prophetess.
Thank you to Prophetess. Fingers over there working.
Fingers.
All right.
Yes.
Thanks for tuning in to the family tree. Somebody. That's the only homework I'm gonna give y'all with. Is bring somebody else with you next week.
That's right. Always bring somebody else. Yes.
All right, we see you. All right, Carol. What's up, Carol? Carol over there, tapping the head. Look at Margaret over there, still dancing. She been dancing for every week over there. Maxine, hey, all right, Beverly.
Yes.
Irene, thank you so much for that questions.
Always, Helen. Always
We got
appreciate
Sharon
that,
down
man.
there. All right,
Yes,
Sheila.
yes.
What's up, Sheila? Bella. Who else we got over there?
Hi.
All right, Michelle. Michelle, Carolyn Harmon. I see you over there, Carolyn. You getting real quiet. Wanda, Robin, Andrea, Anthony. I see you over there, Anthony.
I won't be mad if you call me.
Thank me now.
All right, brother Nevin. My new friend Nevin is in. Yes,
sir.
Nevin.
All right.
Wonderful,
Remember Psalms 91.
Katrina, we got Ludella, Maria, Brenda,
Carolyn.
Robin.
Here you go.
Kelly,
Well, we got Alden. Yes.
Yes.
I wonder if Andre got out of here. Andre probably
Andre's still trying to finish that sandwich.
He probably finished the sandwich by now.
you know,
Oh my God.
Next week we should have Andre supply sandwiches to everybody.
Yeah.
Good night, family.
All right.
Good night, Dad. God bless.
Love you, family. God bless y'all.
Wait, God bless everybody.
See you next week. All right. Take care.